Good evening, everybody. My job is change. Change people's mindsets, change their future, and I am here today to change your perspective in life. How would you talk to yourself if everyone could hear your thoughts? How would you behave if someone would be sitting next to you watching every step you make? Just 1 year ago, I was diagnosed with an extreme stadium of a hyperactive thyroid. Basically, your heart beats super fast all the time. Ooh, that's dramatic, right? I went to the psychological side of it, and I read that this specific diagnosis roots in anxiety, restlessness, and being overly eager. Now, one thing that I really, it's like my credo or my motto in life, it's depression, by the way, comes from worrying about the past. Anxiety comes from worrying about the future. And you know happiness? Happiness comes from living in the moment. The message from my body was crystal clear. Stop worrying about the future. I am a super hustler. My husband is sitting right there. Hi, baby. And he can tell books and write stories about me as a hustler. As soon as I finish one milestone, I continue it with the next one. And I love to keep on moving because I told you, change is my job. Change is my passion. If I'm not moving, I feel empty. So for me personally, I divide people in two categories. The hoping ones and the patient ones. Let's jump straight into the first exercise of this evening. You will be having a couple of ones with me tonight. So, who of you has ever tried affirmations? Raise your hand. Yeah, I see some. Now, raise your hand if you think it's a lie and it doesn't really work. Is there anyone? Oh, okay, I see you, I see. Okay, great. I used to be like you. You know why? Because social media didn't tell us the whole truth about affirmations. You can't just look into a mirror and say, oh, I'm pretty, I'm beautiful, I'm rich, I will have this mansion and I will have this big car. This doesn't work. Your subconscious knows when you're lying to yourself. And if you don't believe this sentence, what do you think? Your subconscious is going to be, yeah, hell yeah, we're going to be all of that. For sure not. So, whenever you give your mind signals that you don't believe from the inside, it makes it worse. You'll have more insecurities, and your confidence is even weaker. So how do affirmations actually work? 2 words, 5 senses. Let's do it all together right now. Do you have any dream, like any big dream in mind? Just nod with your heads. I want you all to close your eyes. It's just going to take us 20 seconds, don't worry. And I want you to picture that particular dream. And now even better, imagine the morning after you succeeded in that goal. Close your eyes. How does that feel? What do you smell around yourself? I don't know, did you turn on a candle? Is there any particular perfume, something? What do you see? You're closing your eyes, so you have this inner eye, and you can picture very specifically what this goal is looking like. What do you hear? And last but not least, what does it taste like? Open your eyes. And bravo, you all literally just actually affirmed. And this is, by the way, statistically speaking, the only affirmation that is accepted by your brain. The more you do this exercise, the more you will get into the stage of, I know this will be my future. All I need to do is be patient. This is the big difference for me personally from people. Because the others are just hoping. They just sit there and they're like, yeah, I hope my life is getting better. but they have no specific picture of what their future is going to look like in their mind. They're just talking. I want you all tonight to be the first group. Be confident. Be patient in that sense. And understand that any goal or dream was always sent to you for a purpose. You don't just dream of something because you saw it on Instagram. I mean, of course, there is an algorithm that gives you that video, but you should have seen that because that triggered something in you. Everything you dream of was there because of a purpose. Now, let me give you a real-life example. As I said, actually, I am new in Dubai. I'm only 2 years here. And my husband and me started a social media channel 1 year ago. And I do this exercise with the affirmation already since 4 years. So this was the first time that I actually shared one of my affirmations with my husband. After 1 year of social media, we gained 2.2 million followers on TikTok and 1 million on Instagram. Continuous work and dedication. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I sat there, looked at my husband, I was like, you know what I just pictured? We should be receiving an award. Honestly, like, why not? They should honor us for it. 2 days later, TikTok called us and said, congrats, you guys won the Creator Award of the Year. My husband looked at me, do you do magic? Yes, this is magic. This is literally all you need to do. So basically, this exercise is a tool for you to enforce positive thinking. By the way, what do you think is more powerful? Less negative thoughts or more positive thoughts? Group number 1, less negative thoughts? Raise your hands. Or is more powerful to have more positive thoughts? Oh, okay. Definitely more hands up. Let me tell you, you're all wrong. The majority is wrong here. Because one negative thought is as powerful as 4 to 7 times more powerful than one positive thought. Crazy. So crazy. So actually, in order to have a growth mindset, you don't need to have more positive thoughts. You need to have less negative thoughts. And a little hack that I will be sharing with you tonight, remember when I asked you, how would you talk to yourself if someone would hear your thoughts? So I'm sure you all know these super aesthetic cafes in Dubai, right? Where everyone sits with their laptop and is working, right? So when you're procrastinating, scrolling too much on social media, or finding yourself in a negative spiral of self-talk, grab your laptop. Go to these cafes. The first thing that you will do is you're going to sit there and adjust your posture. Open your laptop because it is a little bit weird when everyone around you is being productive and you're just like that, like scrolling on Instagram. No, this is contagious. First thing will happen is you're going to open your laptop and you're going to act as if you're going to work. Until what happens? You will end up actually working. And this is what I want you to be, open for this energy. And if you're thinking too much, or you think sometimes it's just too noisy up there, I have another exercise for us tonight that my thyroid loved so much. I call it mini meditation. Why mini meditation? Meditation usually takes us like 2 minutes. I can't do that. If I'm not thinking for 2 minutes, I'm like having these weird thoughts like, did I turn off the straightener? Do I have to do laundry? What am I gonna eat? So I cannot just like sit there and have calm music and meditate for 2 minutes. So I made a different version for myself that I call mini meditation. All this does is you guys are gonna be closing with me for 3 breaths our eyes. And all we're doing is just listening to our breath. And we're gonna take a deep breath from our nose and I'm gonna exhale through our mouth. Okay? Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. empty and free. Nice feeling, right? Now, let one thought come after the other. And I promise you that this exercise will significantly reduce your negative thoughts. If you think back about my speech tonight, depression is when you worry about the past, and anxiety is when you worry about your future. I shared with the 5 senses exercise something that will help you to worry less about your future. And how to control your bad thoughts of the past is literally something you can counter with the 3 breaths. Now we'll slowly move to the presence and happiness. So, how would you behave if someone would watch you 24/7? And by the way, this is super interesting. I don't know if any of you knew, but do you find yourself sometimes like this, like your shoulders are up? With the weirdest things, like you're brushing your teeth and you're brushing them like this. Or when you sit, like everything here seems to be a bit tensed. Traumas are manifested in shoulders. Why do you do this? Because when do you actually tense your shoulder? When you carry weight, right? When you do any exercise, this is when you usually tense your shoulders. So just imagine where this trauma comes from, or what your body is thinking when it does this and really like is not sitting straight. You have the feeling that you're carrying the weight of this world on your shoulders. So psychologically spoken, you literally, this is all that it takes. And that's why you sit or walk like this, like this, or like anywhere except for this. And you know which trauma specifically is manifested in the shoulders? It's pride and what? Anger. So probably half of the people sitting here have some hidden anger issues. But let's get back to the happiness. How can all of you live in the presence? Once a friend of mine asked me this super silly question, what time is it? And I told her, because I am, from my friends group, the philosophical one, I told her, it's now. I know she hated that answer. And I told her, you know what? Ask me where I am. Where are you? I'm here. Who am I? Nora, stop it. I am the moment. I don't have a name. I'm not reduced to my name. I am every moment that I'm living right now. And right now, I am only this moment that you see right now. Before I came up on stage, I was a completely different moment. I was sitting there like a little bit nervous, Is it my turn? Is it not my turn? Every time you are completely different. So look how powerful it is. I won't be able to ever live this moment right here, right now, ever again in my life. It's sad. But there is something powerful about it. Because I can give my 100% right now, and that's what I'm doing, right? So, which moments you can be in a month from now, in a year from now, or in a decade from now, is all a matter of your moment right here and right now. Now is literally everything you got. Let that sink in. I know some of you are still building their future, and I want you to understand. I know school sometimes doesn't feel like the coolest place on earth, but you have to give every moment you got 100%, because your future depends on it. The reason why I am standing here today is because all the past moments that I had, I was hustling, I was doing this and that, and tried out so many different things to know, like my former speakers were saying, who I want to be and what I'm doing. But the only thing that I made sure all the time is to give it 100%. When I was diagnosed with my hyperactive thyroid, my doctor, God bless her, by the way, I made sure she's not sitting somewhere here, gave me 8 pills I needed to swallow. And honestly, from a medication-free human, this is a lot to take in, like literally, right? I figured that since it is an emotionally triggered disease, I needed to go to the ground of it. That's what I did with all the exercises that I shared with each and every one of you tonight. You know, she kept on telling me every time I came back, the values are getting better, the medication is working. And all I was doing was like, yeah, knowing that I didn't take any of those. Don't tell her. What I did, ladies and gentlemen, sitting right here in this room, is I am aware of me, patient with my dreams, focused with my thoughts, and present every moment I got. Now I'm finally free from this disease. Thank you so much.